104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE. Good morning.
Morning, Houston, Texas. It's Monday, September 30 of 2024. It's the last day of the month, my friends. It's 6:01 a.m. with the gang, Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam, which means it's Dumb Question Amnesty Day today because it's the last day of the month. Tomorrow we start October.
That's always fun.
I saw a lot of Halloween go up this weekend.
It's got to go up now, right?
Well, I thought that somebody has said on, I don't know what I was reading, and said, oh, since we had a Friday the 13th in September, a lot of people started decorating after that.
Oh, really?
I just figure, once
I know the
school
zoo,
starts and summer's over, you throw up something orange and black in your yard. It's
Yes.
Did you see the zoo is doing Zubu again?
Yep.
Yeah, every year they do that.
That's a lot of fun if you want to take
Smart.
your kids. They can carve pumpkins and they got all the fun costumes. And it's such fun. I miss those days taking my daughter to that.
Means we got to do, believe it or not, paranormal, ghost stories, scary stories for the whole month.
October would be so fun.
Oh, the whole month.
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Might as well.
Yep. People
And we
love
always
it. They
have
fill
so
up.
many. And
They
we have
do.
so many stories like that. People all have creepy stories. Also, if you're going to carve a pumpkin with your kid for the first time, I don't know how you can test this, but that's how I found out my daughter was allergic to pumpkin guts because she
really?
got like a red rash all over her hands and arms when we were digging through the. Some people make it look so easy online, like on Instagram and TikTok. Oh, you just take these like mixer, like the mixer.
The beaters.
the
The
hand
egg
beater,
beater.
and you just clean it all up. That does not work as easy as it looks online.
Grab a spoon.
Do not be fooled. It kind of works, but then all the threads get tangled and disgusting. I've never had an easy go of it the way they make it look on Instagram. Like, it's so easy. Just pat down the pumpkin and then put Vaseline where you're going to cut it.
Vaseline?
So that way
Yeah.
it stays, so it doesn't
So it stays-
get moldy.
Right.
Right?
It'll stay nice and slick.
It's
not
going to
all,
be
like,
90
eroded.
degrees out here today, so you put a pumpkin out there that's hollowed out on your porch. That's going to be bad in one day.
Oh, yeah. By the end of the week, it's going to look really
Was it
sad.
last
and
year that
nasty.
Sam, you put.
I'm
Santiago
gonna
in?
put this baby in a pumpkin.
Was that last
was
year?
the audio. Of course, yeah. That was
I can't remember.
That was Santiago's first.
That was his
And
first.
that's how you would have found out if he was allergic to pumpkin guts.
Yeah.
It would have been all over his
You gotta
legs.
replay that. Say, hey, here's the throwback. Put that on the.
Or just find a bigger
Instagram.
pumpkin this year and put him in that
Every
water.
year you should do that. Then when he's like 20.
He no. I
a
would
bigger
have to get
pumpkin.
such a big pumpkin.
That'd be
He's so
hilarious.
like chunky.
That'd be funny.
You better get those Instagram posts of
Do it.
these world's giant pumpkins.
Yeah, but how
You can have
expensive
a
are
full-
they? If anybody has a huge pumpkin patch and they
Have
can
a full-grown adult
Help
child.
Well,
me
he's
with
not that big. You could just buy a bigger. You could buy one of the
Each year.
bigger
Have
pumpkins.
you
We're
seen
not
that
looking.
boy's thighs? He could like squish that pumpkin with those thighs. He just like sits
I
on
still
it.
feel like if you went to a pumpkin patch and bought one of the bigger pumpkins, he'd fit. He's only 18 months. He's not 3.
Yeah, he probably would fit. He's just
He'd
real
totally
thick.
fit.
I just need a real wide one,
should do
like not
that.
a tall one, a wide one.
You know, you go to places and they have the cutouts and you put your face in it.
Yeah.
They should do that with real pumpkins and let people just sit in it and then take photos.
You know how gross that would be after like the third person?
Yeah. Also, do you
Well,
want
think of-
pumpkin
think of a
guts all
plastic-
over your kit or all
your
over your
clothes.
clothes?
No, just
Think
do
about
the
plastic
plastic.
and liner inside it. They could do something.
Or you could go to Hobby Lobby, get one of those. I mean,
Yeah.
they have so many of those decorations. The fake pumpkins are made out of
Gotta be
styrofoam.
real.
Yeah, but they're never big enough. Those are really
Instagram doesn't
tiny.
know if it's real or not.
No, you can't. She can't fit her kid in there. They're too
Yeah,
small.
they're too tiny, probably.
Those are like really
I
small
just need
ones.
a real wide one.
They're on October 24th. That's the day that that's my wedding anniversary, by the way, but that's also the day we surprised our kids with our dog that we found at Canine Angels Rescue. And I know how bad the pumpkins looked on October 24th at my front door because I had turned on the phone. We were going to walk in the front door versus the side door of the house so we could surprise the kids with the dog. My husband was inside the house with the dog, and I picked that from school. And in my video of me trying to get the door open, the camera is panned down to the ground, and you see the 2 rotten pumpkins on each side of my
Lovely.
doormat. October 24th, they were melted from the sun hitting the door. So, you kind of have to time out where the sun hits and where you're going to place your pumpkins if you are going to try and do that. So it's September 30th. That's what we're talking about as it's Dumb Question Amnesty, where you can ask any question, no
Anything at
question
all.
too dumb. If you feel like, we were just saying this on Friday, nothing sucks worse than being in class and being totally lost and then feeling embarrassed to ask the question because you feel like everybody else knows the answer and you must have missed something. So you don't want to ask it because you're going to look dumb.
So other kids get mad at you if you're asking too many.
Because you slow the class down.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Oh, I never even thought of that. I only think about that now, but like as an adult if I'm somewhere, but I never thought of it that way. I was like, hopefully somebody else asks more questions so I can get it.
Oh, it's just
No,
like,
that's mine.
in the grown-up world, it's
You're
like,
like, oh yeah, that's a great question. So you wanted to ask it?
it would be like if you
I
were
was too chicken to ask that.
in a staff meeting and you thought, okay, we're just about done, ready to walk out the door, and then somebody's got to ask a question,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, crap.
Or if
This
they
is
ask a
gonna go on
question, but it
another
doesn't
10
really
minutes.
pertain to them.
Exactly.
I
It's
think
not-
that's what our jock meeting is about.
If it's like somebody that's only works like 4 hours and then they ask something
Yes.
that's like,
it doesn't
why do you
pertain
even
to you
care?
because
You're
you
not
don't
gonna
do
do it.
weekends
Yeah.
where
In
I
your head.
do weekends. So I care about this information. So stop talking to me, Eric,
see, that's how it is.
during this meeting.
That's how it is. It's like,
I need
oh.
to focus.
Sam missed the information because we were being naughty.
Yes, absolutely. And then our
one
boss
time you
thankfully sends it in an email. And then I'm like,
You had to do a
"Can you-"
contest. Sam had to do a contest.
Uh-huh.
So she
That
had to
same
run
day?
back
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
And then you guys were
I'm
like,
like-
oh, we talked about this. And I was like,
What? She's the only one that needed the information.
yes. I left
pertained
early
to
because I had
you
a
only.
giveaway. I was like, wait, I don't
So
know
as we're
what
told, I
we're
was like,
doing.
Kevin, everyone's like, we were like, oh, what?
No,
Yeah, I'm like, take
full attention.
notes, y'all, for me.
Take notes.
Thank you, Clean Sky Energy, for today's giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 7:40 this
Good
morning.
job.
We're giving away the trip, the Eras Tour in Miami. You've been hearing us
Wow.
do the Taylor toss-up for weeks, and we have gotten a lot of people to guess those 3 Taylor Swift songs. They are the finalists, so today we pull the name of one of them.
I think we have about 50 different
That's amazing.
Qualifiers.
Thank you.
yes.
Qualifiers. I was going to say finalists.
Participants.
Yeah,
Sure,
same.
that's
Same.
But then
good.
I put those 2 words together. It's still really early. Thank you so much for that.
Koala lists.
Instead
how
of
would that be
making
with-
fun of
Koala
things.
lists.
Koala lists, finalists,
Finaliers.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, finalists and qualifiers.
Thank you. That's where my brain's at right now.
So 7:40 this morning, we'll be giving away the trip to the Eras Tour in Miami. It's a trip for 2 with hotel, with tickets to the show, with airfare. And then 8 o'clock, we're starting Say It for Sabrina because she's going to come to Houston. And we've got a chance for you to score tickets to her tour, which is going to be the next big thing. We have a lot going on
Action
today.
Packed
also.
Monday. I like
We
this.
have we have a chance to meet Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Somebody
I saw
tell me
this.
how you say this place's name because I've never.
What's the name of it? Or what's
It's Fitterman or Fighterman, FITERMAN Sports Headquarters. It doesn't have a phonetics.
Well,
it's in League
if
City.
it has Mike Tyson, it's probably Fighter.
I'm leaning
or
Fighter.
Biter?
But a bump.
It's going to be Biter.
It's not spelled with 2 T's to
Exist-
say fitter, right? Wouldn't it be spelled with 2 T's? if
Fitter
it's
would be 2
Fitterman?
Makes
T's.
sense if it's Fighter.
Yeah, it
makes
sounds
sense.
like it should be Fighterman Sports.
So look up the
Headquarters
place.
in League City. I'll look it up and see if there's a phonetics.
Yeah, 'cause he's
Or if
got
you
the-
know, 37530, tell me.
His boxing match is what, like November 5th?
Him
or
and Jake
something,
Paul?
or- Yeah. I think it's sometime in November. It got pushed back. And then now they're doing it in Cowboy Stadium.
How long do you think that's going to last?
I don't know. Because Tyson's not young,
No, he's almost 60.
but if he gets those punches in, man, he's going to
Yeah.
destroy him. Because Jake's not used, he's used to fighting UFC guys that try boxing.
Uh-huh.
And obviously Mike Tyson's a beast. But
Could you imagine?
he's
See
also
guys
like
usually just
30
keep
years
the leg
older.
and make you fall down.
If,
and they
if
pound
Mike
on you.
Tyson punched you, like, you just walk in there and he just clubbed you, you'd be like knocked unconscious. The regular person would never be able to take a punch from him.
If he smokes a lot of weed, does that slow him down? Through the years? I don't know.
I don't know. Don't want to find out.
I don't know. Maybe there's an entire generation who only know him from The Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
They
crazy
just
to
know
think.
him from The Hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're under 30, you probably
That
don't
Phil
really...
Collins song. Hold on is my favorite part. Pa-dum, 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 pam, pam, pam.
Bam!
I've been feeling coming.
He just shows up, sings again.
It's so crazy. It's still crazy to me to think that Lily Collins is Phil Collins' kid.
Yeah.
I don't see I need to see what her mother looks like because she is all mom. I don't
Has to
see
be.
any of him in her face.
And,
Yeah, some kids are just like
nothing.
looking like all one parent, like all 3 of my kids. I think I'm just the carrier.
Was he in her life?
I don't know. I have to double check.
I
Like, I
saw a
don't know much
picture of them
about them.
recently where she, because he has been doing kind of like the farewell tours of singing in concert because he's got health problems and he sits down in a chair when he performs. And I saw a picture of her on stage with him giving him a hug.
That must be
So.
still cool.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if they grew up
I
together.
don't think they're estranged or anything.
Well, look, People Magazine has an entire article all about Lily Collins' relationship with parents Phil and Jill.
Phil and Jill.
Phil and Jill and Lily. Yeah, looks like they're together, like as an adult, and yeah, looks like she grew up with
Like the
him.
mom?
Well, the mom has blonde hair.
I kind of
Are
like
the
the
parents
eyebrows.
still together?
Yeah, I'd say this. No, is this the mom that he
faxed his divorce to?
I think that's
Phil
probably in
Collins.
between. That was sometime in the 80s.
Lily is the only child from this marriage.
Okay.
She has 4 siblings on her father's side, but from this 10-year union, they're not even calling it a marriage. So I don't know if they were actually married.
Okay.
Because they split when she was 5.
Okay.
Okay, people are telling us on text how to pronounce the place where
Is it
Mike Tyson's going to
Fighterman?
be.
Fitterman.
Bitterman.
It is
Bitterman.
Fitterman.
Bitterman.
Bitterman.
Fighterman would be cooler.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note there. My phonetics. Fitterman. All right.
I used to always see Tyson at Caesar's Palace signing autographs. Him and Pete Rose.
Why is he signing autographs without his shirt? I've noticed. I've seen a lot of pictures.
Pete Rose? I don't know.
No, not Pete Rose, but you see Tyson.
Oh,
I've
Grandpa
seen him
Boots.
doing the autograph circuit, and he's always at the table without a shirt on, just signing, I guess.
Huh, I've never seen that. I've not seen that.
Strangest thing. I'm not kidding. He is sitting at a table, and he does not wear a shirt, and he's signing autographs.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a different kind of convention Ryan went to.
I'm telling you.
That wasn't even him.
I mean, if you don't believe me,
There's a
Google
little
it.
black man that you thought was Mike Tyson.
No, just Google it if you don't believe me.
Face that.
Well, coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, we'll cover what happened over the weekend. More
Post
updates
Malone.
with this P. Diddy, Sean Coombs, as Larry Levine kept calling him, Sean Coombs.
That's what he called him. Remember?
P. Daddy.
P. Daddy.
P. Daddy and Sean
Puff
Coombs.
Daddy.
Oh, God.
Also, 3 celebrity passings. And we'll just cover what's happened over the weekend. Here's your weather for today.
It's going to be gorgeous. Sunshine, high in the low 90s. Right now, 70 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I am proud to introduce
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas, and I want to remind you guys at 7:40 this morning we are pulling the grand prize winner's name for the Eras Tour Taylor Toss-Up finalists, right? We had all these people calling in trying to guess those 3 Taylor Swift songs for all these weeks, and of all those finalists, the actual grand prize will be awarded today at 7:40 for the trip for 2 to Miami with airfare, with hotel, and the 2 tickets to the
And
Eras Tour.
even if you're not in the running,
Yeah.
just to listen along because it's a fun game.
Are they
See if-
gonna have an explosive
Joy?
reaction of joy, or
or
are they
shock
gonna be
and silence.
And then you hear all this go,
Gee, thanks.
It's like, okay, Rula, how are you going to polish this?
If you are a finalist and you're hoping that your name gets called, just know we need you to lose your marbles.
Well, how do
Here's
you
the
feel?
difference, though. Here's the difference.
when
Okay.
you
Shock.
get like fantastic news, are you a very expressive person,
Well,
or are
most
you
people are like,
just
"Oh my God, are you serious?" Here's what I learned though, Ryan, over the years, and Eric, you will, all of y'all will, what's the word? You have been witnesses to this. When people get really excited on our phone lines and they scream into the phone line mutes them out.
Yeah.
How many
gates it.
times has somebody been so excited they were screaming into the phone and we heard nothing?
Yeah.
It drops
the phone-
out
it
because
drops
they like
it out.
overmodulated it.
Yes.
as it were.
So either way, we're in for garbage. Just kidding.
Oh, that's not true.
I don't know. Let's just see how
They
the
get too
phones-
excited.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and also
don't hear anything.
at 8 o'clock
pressure.
this morning, we're kicking off Say It for Sabrina. Say It for Sabrina is where every morning at 8 o'clock we give you a phrase. You need to know that phrase because at 9 a.m., at 12 noon, at 3 p.m., and 5 p.m., we ask you to be caller 104 and just repeat the phrase back. It's the same phrase every time. We're not going to change the phrase. It's the same
Okay.
phrase every time. And if you reply with the correct phrase, you are a finalist for 4 tickets to see Sabrina Carpenter's sold-out show from the KRBE suite, and you get a VIP limo ride to the concert. Her show
Doesn't
is
get much
October 27th at the Toyota Center on a Sunday.
Say it.
Say something nasty for me, baby.
No.
And we don't know
It
if
is
it,
not like that.
Yeah.
It's just a specialty ride.
Yeah.
It may be a limo. It may be a private chauffeur.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's just going to be to and from, which is amazing. And you don't have to worry about parking and all of that
Oh,
extra.
yeah, no kidding. Brought to you by Top Tier Chauffeur Services and Shell Federal Credit Union. We have all that going on. Okay, so
Lots.
were you going to say something, Eric?
nope. I
Okay.
just want to make sure you got that.
All right. Okay, 27-year-old movie debate. What would you say one of the biggest movie debates in the history of movies it has been over the
The
years?
door. Can they both fit on the door?
Exactly,
Oh,
Kevin.
Titanic.
The door. In Titanic, when Rose is on that headboard door thing, whatever she's on, and Jack tries to climb on it with her, and then he realizes they're going to get submerged, so he just stays at the front holding her hand, and she's freezing, and he freezes to death, and then she says, "I'll never let go," as she lets him go, and he dies, and all this.
He doesn't know that.
Say it again?
She's like, I'm not going to let you go. He's
But
dead.
He's dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, eventually.
Well,
I'm not gonna hang on to a cord.
Kate
I tried.
Winslet recently was talking about her time filming Titanic, and she said, "I shouldn't be saying any of these things. Jim Cameron's going to be calling me like, why are you telling them all this?" She said that, here it is, I'm going to burst your bubble. The scene was shot in high waist water in an infinity tank.
Waist high water.
What did I say?
High waist.
High waist.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Depends on how your waist is. I
High
guess.
waist water.
I thought
Waist
that,
high
what she's
water.
saying, and I was like, ooh, like
Waist
wastewater?
high
That's
water.
how I thought too, right? That's why my face was like, oh,
Why would they film it in sewage?
right. Thank you. Okay.
Because they wanted realism, like all the
Yeah, like
bodies.
this
and,
is gross
Right, how
and
gross it
scary.
is.
And
No, it was waist high water in
Okay.
an infinity tank.
Thank you.
Leonardo DiCaprio was kneeling down in front of her on this thing that was floating, and the
how
tank was
funny.
recirculating the water. So there was a constant sound of water rushing, which caused major problems with the audio for them to film this.
So they have to
So she
overdub.
said they had to re-record the lines after the filming was complete. She said the last 22 minutes of that movie is entirely looped. Everything, I promise you, because you could hear this water noise the whole time. I shouldn't be saying any of these things, but I'm not really going to tell you whether we could both fit or not. We just did what we were told.
I wish we should try that with Irvin.
What do you mean?
Loop our voices, like do something in here. And then we have to go back and then try to
in
match
there,
our voice because that seems hard.
Yeah, no
I
kidding,
thought you meant to
right?
try and go on a door
No, just
together.
to loop our voices, like try and match
You're
it.
going
You're
Circle.
high
Sam?
waist water?
Yeah.
Dub, you mean dub over?
Yeah.
Our voices with our own
But-
voices.
But Kevin will do my voice.
Oh.
I can
my
do-
goodness.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun.
And you gotta try and match it perfectly.
Here's a little
Oh, that'd be
secret.
hard.
When you watch any kind of an action movie and it's outside, or maybe they're. How many movies do we see where there's two guys on top of a train shooting at each other? Anything that's filmed outdoors, they have to go back into a studio and
It's too
re-record
noisy,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but 80% of movies
dialogue. Yeah, it's
the dialogue
not
has to
new.
be
Back.
redone.
Yeah, which is so crazy, right? How do they match it exactly perfectly?
Be a long day.
The intonation and you know
Yeah.
the feeling
Well,
behind it.
They've got an incentive, millions of dollars.
That's why your good buddy Larry. Would
Larry
do Morgan
Davis.
Freeman sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Morgan's like, I don't have time for this crap. I'm not going back in there.
Looping.
I'm not
Larry
gonna flip
Davis
my
used to be
cards.
a KRBE DJ, and he's since made tons of money in voiceover in Hollywood. And he is the guy they go to for Morgan Freeman stuff.
He's awesome. He's been helping my daughter out in California. He's gotten her into the voiceover acting thing.
That's the smart way to go.
Yep.
That's really where the money
You do that
is.
forever.
You go into a studio and just record the lines, and phew, life is good.
You don't care about fame, just want fortune.
No.
Well,
Screw
that's
the
true.
fame. I just want the fortune.
So there are a few celebrity passings, more than 3, that happened over the weekend. If you count at the end of our show on Friday, the news had already come out that Maggie Smith, who was 89 years of age, had passed away. She's best known for so many things. She was Dame Maggie Smith. You know her from Harry Potter. You know her from Whoopi Goldberg's Downton Abbey. Yes, Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act.
Oh, yes.
She was the
Thank
main
you.
nun
Yes.
in Sister Act. Maggie won Best
about that.
Actress Oscar in 1969 for a movie called The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie. And almost 10 years later, she won the Best Supporting Actress Oscar for California Suite, which I don't.
She kind of looked like Angela Lansbury to me.
Yeah, a
She
little
kind of
bit.
did. She kind of did, yes. She had 4 Emmys, a Tony, and 3 Golden Globes.
Wow.
But no Grammy. So she didn't have an EGOT. Because she had the Oscar, she had the Emmys, she had the Golden Globes and the Tony, but didn't have the Grammy, so she couldn't be in the EGOT category.
I know, Eric, you were telling me the Harry Potter fans were really broken
Yeah.
up by it.
And
And
Universal in
what were they
Florida.
holding up? Their
All
The
the wands.
wands.
A certain
Their
time, they all
wands.
put their wands in the air like 1,000 people.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's cute.
Okay, then John Ashton, which I just know him as Detective Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop.
And
the
he was
original.
in the new Beverly Hills Cop that's on Netflix.
I never did see
really?
that one.
Yeah, I did. It was cute. It was better than the third one.
Okay.
You know, it was because they did 1 and 2 were really good, and then the third one in the
That was
'90s
a money grab.
That wasn't very good. It was cute.
So he passed away at the age of 76 after a battle with cancer. Then we had the news from our Days of Our Lives watching days. Roman/John Black// Roman Brady, Drake Hogiston, passed away from cancer. I don't know what kind of cancer he had though. Do you
He
know
had
what kind of-
pancreatic cancer. So, Sam, there's a little history on the Roula and Ryan show. It's like almost 20 years ago. I was on an episode of Days of Our Lives when we built it all up that I was going to be on it, and they just showed my feet.
And,
I was
His
in
shoes
that
in
was
the
it?
elevator.
well, on the Friday episode,
on that Friday.
there was like a tease because somebody was in the elevator.
I was in an elevator with Drake the whole day. So I
Not
did
Drake the singer. Drake
Drake
Hogiston,
Hogiston,
is
the
John
actor.
Black.
John
Yeah.
Black.
All I
Thank
can
you.
tell you
I
is
was like, what?
I did not know the man, but I got to spend 12 hours with him, and he was just the sweetest guy on earth. And he was really, I mean, so professional, but he was also very funny.
What's Martha's last name? Who's from
Madison.
here? Martha Madison ended up playing his daughter on that show, and she
Belle.
was a Houstonian. And she would come to the studio a couple times, and she posted this very sweet thing about him. And if you grew up with Days of Our Lives, this is John Black. I mean, this is Roman Brady. This is John Black.
I remember because my aunt did all those presidents of fan clubs back in the 90s for soap stars and make money. So I'd go to those events, and like Ryan said, he was always
He was
nice
always
to everybody. He'd have a badass little Corvette. I remember he had like a 1964.
It was just
But he's
a
at a
nice
gas
guy.
station. I just walked over to him. I was like 18. Said, hey, can I take a photo? He's like, oh, sure. Oh, yeah, man.
That's
And then
great.
the other passing is Chris Christopherson passed away as well.
He was in A Star Is Born.
He was in many. He won an Oscar for that actually, and then not the one with Lady Gaga, obviously the original one, but the person that played his role in the Lady Gaga version was the guy with the mustache that does the voiceovers.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yes.
Okay.
Played his role. Chris Christopherson, part of the Highwaymen, huge star in country.
Chris was the main guy with Barbra Streisand, right?
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't
Oh,
Sam
I
Elliott.
thought he was
the
the
Bradley
dad.
Cooper
Bradley
role.
Oh,
No, he was the star.
Yeah, A Star Is
I never saw the
Born, the
original.
one
And
we all know.
that's not even the
with-
original.
No,
It's
it's
not?
This
No,
is like the
it's-
third or fourth time they've done it.
my
with
That
goodness.
movie's been remade like I think 5 times.
A Star is Reborn and Reborn and Reborn.
The one they
Reborn
did in
and
the
Reborn.
70s was Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson.
Okay, yes.
He's also in Blade, one of the Blade movies.
Yeah, he was like his the older guy, the
He was
mentor.
his mentor to Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Snipes.
Well, coming up next, my friends, that could have been one of my dumb question amnesty questions. How many stars are born are there, and who's Chris Christopherson playing in there? I know who he was, but which one did he play? Dumb question amnesty is up next, where we open the lines for you at 833-390-KRBE. It's where you don't have an answer to something that's been on your mind, and maybe it's something you don't really know you can look up. Maybe it's a question about us or radio or Houston in general. Maybe you're new to Houston, and you just have questions in general. We can answer those for you, and you won't feel dumb
Like someone
for
just
asking
texted,
them.
DQA, is Angela Lansbury still alive? I would put my odds at no.
I think didn't she
But I
just
don't
recently?
know.
Oh my God! Isn't that funny when they
So
get
she
older?
is
You're like, wait,
alive.
I thought that person's still alive or they're dead. Well,
She
we're gonna
had to
answer
be
that
close
too
to
next.
100.
I don't know.
We'll answer that next and more at 833-390-KRVE. Dumb question amnesty on the Roula and Ryan Show.
KRBE.
Now,
Now, time for Roula and Ryan's Dumb Question Amnesty.
Yeah, you can ask us
Okay.
anything you want right now.
833-390-KRBE. Is Angela Lansbury still alive? No, she died 2 years ago.
2 years ago. But
Forgot
she
about
was
that.
97 years old. That's a pretty good run.
Somebody had asked that on
That's
text.
a great run.
Yeah,
You get in the 90s?
Yeah.
I think so.
As I always quote our family friend who was in his 90s. Well, it's not as much as fun as you think it might be. All your friends are dead.
It just depends on how you look at life. I mean, there are some people I look at that are in their 60s and they act like they're 100. And then I was lucky enough to hang out with William Shatner last year. He's 93 years old, and that man is just full of energy.
Still
Just
working.
Right,
Still
but all
working
his
and
friends,
hustling out
where
there.
are his friends? That's what my family friend says. He's full of hustle still, and he's like, all my
Yeah.
friends are dying.
Nobody will show up to my funeral because they're all, my friends are
Gone.
dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live. I wouldn't want to outlive all my loved ones. That's for sure.
It's like when you see
That'd
those
be
movies
horrible.
where they're like even Wolverine, like he lives, can't die.
Yes.
Or a
that's-
vampire, those movies where they're alive
You're like, I'm
for
really
Yeah.
tired and I'm running out of money.
Highlander, that guy.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
alive
Where do they get
forever.
all their money from?
Yeah, wasn't the thing in Twilight because all those
I think
vampires are
that's
600 years
true.
old, but they're super rich? What was the Twilight? Like the Peter Facinelli character, who's the dad?
Yeah.
What was their storyline where they had so much money? Because they're like
Oh.
hundreds of years
I
old.
guess you learn to become a doctor. You're bored. You're like, okay, I'll
Yeah,
be a
you got all the
doctor.
time in the
Right.
world.
That's true. I don't
I'll
know
have
if they
to look it
were.
up.
Were they doctors?
It
No.
just sucks though, isn't it? When you
I wasn't into Twilight
whenever you
like that.
turn, that's the age you stay.
Yes, like Interview with a Vampire. Remember that movie
the
with
little
Tom Cruise and
Oh, I
Brad
didn't think
Pitt?
about that.
And who's the young girl? She was Spider-Man's
Started with a
girlfriend.
K.
Oh God, I'm having a brain
Isn't it?
fart.
Kristen Dunst.
Kristen
Yes.
Dunst. Yeah. So she was forever like 12 years old because
that's
that's when she
weird.
got bit.
I'd want to get bit. Like,
Okay, so
at
here it
least
is.
Past 21.
Or then you get arrested, you're in jail for life, and then you're like, uh-oh.
Wait.
Oh, that's the worst.
Hey, that's
You're
not
like,
fair. My
no
life
thanks. Don't want to be there forever like that. I looked up what
Maybe
were the
take a turn.
what were the jobs of the Cullens? Like how'd they have so much money? Edward works. What is this?
There is definitely
my
a Twilight person listening
going off
that's
on a
going to
vampire
text us.
tangent?
Because we're talking about living forever and how you
Yes,
need
good
money for
job.
that. But in Twilight series, they were very rich. And
thought
they
they
were
were
hundreds of
dentists.
years old
I thought it was like a
vampires.
doctor or
Oh,
something.
yes.
Said Alice worked in fashion. Jasper worked with Edward sometimes.
Okay.
Edward worked with nonverbal kids because he can read minds. He also worked with troubled teens because his talents can come in handy with the many emotions that teens face.
But those
He made money
vampires
from
are
that.
different because
What about
they
the
can
main
be
dad?
out in the daylight. Most of the other vampires, they can only come out at night.
Night
remember?
jobs. I'm stocking shelves at Kroger.
Yeah. What was that movie? Do you remember a movie with Eddie Murphy? I think it was called.
Let's see how good job I can have.
I should do that.
Stupid.
What else would you do at night? I don't know what else is there at nighttime.
No,
You work at a
It'd
gas
be
station?
bouncer at a club.
Yeah, but they're closed at
Or you'd
2.
have to work really early in the.
No, 'cause
You'd
you
have
gotta
to
be
do.
home
Yeah,
by
you'd have
6.
to do the. Oh
Yeah.
man, I don't know.
Before the sunlight comes up. That movie
So
Vampire in
dumb. I don't
Brooklyn with
know.
Eddie Murphy. That's what I was thinking of. That movie was funny as hell.
I never saw that.
I love the bed. Never saw that.
I
one.
think the one guy, he bit him and he was sick because they take on the personality or the traits of whoever they bite. And he bit one guy. I think he had AIDS and he bit him and he's like, I'm going to be sick for eternity now.
They did that in the 80s?
Yes. I think it was the 90s.
I think you got that mixed up with a Family Guy.
Was that Family Guy? No.
Because Family Guy did a video of
Making a cartoon in real life.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of
Yeah, 'cause the
everything.
vampire was about
Crossing
to bite
memories?
Magic Johnson. That was the thing.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. That was like,
All right.
I'm mixing it up.
yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think that was.
How inappropriate.
I know. Wow, you remember that?
833-390 KRBE. If you have a question for us.
Thank you.
Yes.
You
We're
can.
going to have you take some courses after this segment today.
Well, this is odd.
Somebody is asking on text regarding the passing of Drake Hogestyn from Days of Our Lives. I said he
so
was
sad.
Roman Brady. He was John Black. And somebody said, wait, how's he two people? And somebody said, wasn't there another guy? Yes, there was. There was, if you were an old school Days of Our Lives
Wayne
watcher, there
Northrop was the original Roman.
Yes. Go tell everybody that is. Go ahead.
No, you remember it.
Yeah, and I don't remember his last name, but there was another guy that was I almost said Wayne Brady. That was Roman Brady, and then the John Black character came to play because that original guy who was playing him left the show. Then they wanted to put that character back in, so they cast Drake Hogestyn. Well, then the other guy, they thought, wouldn't it be great if we brought him back? So then they turned Drake Hogestyn to a guy. It's like, that's not actually Roman Brady. He's like an assassin agent named John Black.
Yeah.
And we had like facial surgery on him. And
Well,
that's why.
it was
or-
Stefano
it's like
Damaris,
This
so-
whole like twist. Soap
I just
opera
remember as a
stuff.
kid, I just remember they brought that guy that died, Drake Hogestyn. They brought
Yeah.
They had his face
Bandage.
wrapped for like months.
Right.
He was the pawn.
You're like, who is this person?
Who is
And then
this
he took it
man?
off. I'm like, he doesn't look like Roman Brady.
No,
not even
not at
close.
all.
Roman Brady had a perm.
I think what's so interesting is in the way we consumed television in the 80s and the 90s. I mean, obviously, for now kids like mine growing up, they just know streaming services and all the choices at the tip of their fingertips. But all of America was gripped on soap operas. I was trying to explain to them how. When I was a little kid driving to school, I was trying to tell them, I remember people on the radio when I was driving to school, and there was a guy that would call in with the All My Children report. And we didn't watch that show in my life. But driving to school, I would hear the All My Children recap because that's how many Americans were watching that show.
Felt like you knew the show because of the recap.
No, I would never understand what they're talking about. I was I was probably like 8
You were
or
like
9.
too young to comprehend
yeah,
it.
I didn't get it, but
Every
I remember
day?
the All My Children report on with John Lander, and I think the guy's name was Clarence or something. And he was, now that I know radio, he must have been like a personality that people hired out, like a syndicated guy.
Oh, okay.
Did other cities have this guy that would do like
Probably,
he was really
yeah.
animated with his All My Children report? That's how popular that show was.
If I recorded
But
it-
all across America, you could bet that many people were interested in that recap. All My
Sometimes
Children.
they'll send that to him, and then the DJs will talk to the person, pretend like he's in the studio.
Oh, they cut it up.
This is where you say, so what happened last night on that show? Or and they do their little joke, and you add, oh, wow, was he cold? Yes, he was cold. It's like you just add your voice onto it.
That's
Yeah.
lame.
That's what they did back in the 80s.
Speaking of
90s.
lame, I was lucky enough to drive through Colorado this week, and I heard so many different radio stations, and I kept thinking to myself, my God, we are so lucky we got KRBE. Like this, everything out there is so terrible.
Plus, they don't have live people.
They don't have live people.
Right.
It's all just one big automated system, and I'm like, "Ugh, that's what's so great about this station. Everybody is live and local here.
Or maybe nobody in that little small town is qualified.
I know they
Yeah.
don't really have a
They're
lot
gonna
of
move
choices.
somebody
They
in.
got to bring somebody in.
Somebody from Denver's not going to take that job in that small town of yours.
Yes, and I do
Everywhere.
weekends with Roula in a lot of places that are not as big as Houston, and they're not going to have somebody come in there 6 to 9. Or
You're in Colorado
8 to-
Springs.
I am in Colorado Springs. I'm in Detroit.
You're in Harrisburg too?
I'm in Harrisburg. Weekends with Roula.
It's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
The Astros. That's what's going down. The Astros begin another postseason run tomorrow when they host the Tigers, Detroit Tigers, in the American League wildcard round. It's going to air on ABC. It will also be streamed online at ESPN.com and on the ESPN app.
Talk about disrespect. This whole amazing run. Mm-hmm. They're doing 132 games. 132 in the afternoon is their game Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Thursday.
If they have to go 3. Isn't that crazy?
We've been in the playoffs for all these years, and we're the menaces to the MLB,
Okay,
and they're doing the 1:30 game.
early
We're the
time.
villains. Even Justin Verlander's brother Ben. He's like they're villains. Even if you don't, you're going to hate them. You're going to watch to hate. Plus, AJ Hinch is the Detroit Tigers manager.
Yeah.
He's coming back. It's a great storyline. But you want to see Milwaukee Brewers at nighttime? No.
Talk about soap opera.
So are you mad about the time, or
I'm
you're
not,
happy
because
with the time?
I love it because I
Good
can
for
watch it.
us.
I was
as a
going to
kid.
say,
easy for
I'm real
us.
jazzed about it.
Get it
But
over with,
prime
that way I'm
time
not nervous.
viewership, he means, is like lack of respect.
Got it. Okay, got it. Thank
Like
you.
respect, but now national.
I was
Like
gonna
the
say,
last
if
time they had
we worked a
ratings-
9 to 5, I'd be so jazzed and be just streaming it on my
If you
computer.
look at the ratings of the
But-
last 7 World Series, Astros had like 18 million against like the Dodgers,
Jeez.
and then it dropped last year. I think it was 9 million with
Oh,
the
wow.
Rangers and Arizona.
Half. Wow.
The year before that was the Cubs, and that was huge.
Well, I'm just thinking like all those sports
22.
heads that have to come to town to cover our games, like, Big Poppy, and then they're like, okay, we're going back to Houston. Let's see where we're going to eat. Like now they know Houston so well because they've come here like 8 years straight.
And I think the guy doing our game is
true.
Michael Kay, which is the Yankees homer, and he's the one who would talk about. Oh, look at our guy. They took off his shirt, and he has no buzzer there like they do in Houston. So,
Oh, that's so
we have
annoying.
this D-bag doing the game.
So Framber Valdez will be pitching for Game 1 of the Wild Card Series. Meanwhile, the Texans beat the Jaguars 24-20.
In the last minute, which was so amazing. I was in the car
That was
listening
fun.
to it, and here's the crazy thing, y'all. My screen in my car updated the score before the touchdown had happened.
Oh.
Because when I got in the car, it was 17-20. We were down. And we were going for the drive, and I was like, oh, God, come on, Texans, don't lose. And then the screen changed. My husband and I were talking. The screen changed to 24-20, and I go, what? Oh, I guess we missed it. We must have talked through the touchdown. And then we hear I go, oh, my God, they scored again?
That's weird
How
on
do we get
radio.
how do we get the ball back? And Tassa goes, no, I think it's behind. I think the screen just told us
Well, they
before
play
we
with a
actually
delay.
heard it.
They have a
But by that much, it was by that much.
talk radio might have longer, plus HD.
Yeah. I mean, I was listening to the
HD or
Texans
delay.
radio
Sam, or-
broadcast. It was really
By the time it
behind.
gets through everything.
Yeah. So I knew we had won way before I heard the last touchdown. I was like, that's great. Go Texans. Yay. And go Stros. And I might have to take back what I said last week, but I still. Last week, Ryan, were you here when I said.
Yeah, I think you were here Thursday.
Were you here on Thursday
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
I just can't do it. I can't do this to myself and go to a postseason game because I'm too stressed out? And everyone's like, yeah, right, you're not going to go. I'm getting bombarded with ads for tickets to the postseason. I'm bombarded.
Same.
That's going to
And I'm
cost
like-
a
You
pretty
said
penny.
you'd only go if somebody gave them to you.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not saying
I
that to
guess I
get
could buy
somebody to
them,
give them to
you,
me.
and then you can give me money.
Because I'm still stressed out about being in there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I can even watch it. I just need to know the end results.
Let's send Kevin as our reporter that to the
No,
game.
he doesn't even know.
He doesn't know a thing
He'll
about
say,
it.
well, they scored 4 touchdowns.
I would love to see it.
Is what Kevin will
That's
say.
the new syndicated report. Sports from the guy who doesn't know sports.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, we can run fast though, right?
All right, coming up next, calling all bridesmaids. You can call us at 833-390-KRBE. Were you invited to be in someone's wedding and it went terribly wrong for you? There was a thread over the weekend of women who had been invited to be bridesmaids and the bad or not so nice things that happened to them. One of them got pregnant and the bride told her, no, not you anymore, but your husband can stay.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
What?
So it's based on my look. It's not because I'm.
Yeah, or,
Whatever.
girls who can't afford to do all the
That
wedding
is
events,
messed up.
getting kicked out of the bridal party for not being able to attend all the wedding events. A lot of times people think bridesmaids get the short end of the stick with the clothes. They might also be getting the short end of the stick with the activities, too. 833-390-KRBE. Maybe you're not friends with that bride anymore because of what happened to you when you were a bridesmaid. Let's hear from you next on The Roula and Ryan Show.